Hello, and welcome back to the Voice of You podcast, where we empower the leaders of today and tomorrow. We are your hosts. I'm Jesh Malvana,
And I'm a teacher saying,
and today we are joined by a leader, a young leader in our community. With a passion for machine learning, he has done much research at various institutions, with some research through colleges such as the University of Houston, and others through his own passion of independent research study. He is also the founder of various organizations and companies for many different reasons, whether it's to help further the research process for students and connect them to high school internships or solving a tennis crisis. He has been awarded with various awards, including 2025 Champion Scholars Award and USACO Platinum Division Competitor 2 times, along with many other awards. Leading his community through machine learning and the way of research, he is Mr. Nishant Gadde. How are you doing today, Nishant?
Doing amazing. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well myself.
similarly, I'm also doing quite well.
This man's a troll, I swear to God. This man.
Have I done? I will said 3 words.
Nah, he a D1 troll. Trust. But how's your day been? Your summer just ended technically for the both of us. So how's your summer been so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty chill. Just mainly just I've moving in 2 weeks to UT. So yeah, and just staying with the diet and everything, making Greek yogurt bowls and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Have you traveled anywhere? I know there's usually like senior trips happening around this time.
Yeah, I think this summer I've just been to Austin. Mainly I've just been working at home. So yeah.
Shoot. Okay. Okay. Obviously, with as much research and as much passion as you have for what you do, obviously, right, the grind doesn't stop at the end of the day. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. But before we get into the interview, tell me a little bit about yourself, your hobbies, your passions, and who you are as a person.
Yeah, I'm Nishant. I'm originally from I was born in stayed in Indianapolis, Indiana for like 5, 6 years before I moved to Houston, Texas, where I currently reside. I've just throughout high school, I've mainly developed a passion for like patterns and using machine learning to find small things that we can't really see at the surface level through many ways, through tennis, through research, and that passion has really helped me, build my nonprofit, A Cycle, help me help me tutor people in next gen, how machine learning models work and how like people can find patterns through data, and also just helping the community as a whole and making a big impact. So yeah.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, obviously, you like I've mentioned like earlier, you do have a lot of like various nonprofits, companies. You've worked with multiple people. You've done your own research at the end. So, what would you say is your like main passion for all of that?
Yeah, so I started research when I was like freshman, but I think like it goes way before that. I think joining a bunch of clubs has inspired me to learn a lot about the world, specifically about like math and everything. Like I was heavily involved in math club in middle school before COVID. Also just reading through a lot of like stuff I could find online for free, like YouTube videos. I think there's a YouTube channel called Three Blue, which is like a really good interactive video creation. Like it creates a lot of good videos for learning a lot of math concepts, such as like linear algebra, which builds on into machine learning, AI that we have today and everything. So I think my passion for that has really like made me want to learn more throughout high school, which is like kind of why I've stuck with research and done a lot outside of high school.
Uh, Good to know a little bit about you, but before we really start the interview, we're gonna do some like icebreaker stuff to like really get to know you. So I heard you say like make Greek yogurt bowls. Do you like work out a lot? Is that something you do?
Yeah, somewhat. Like occasionally hit the gym nowadays. I'm not as
Mm-hmm.
consistent as I'm supposed to be, but I try to be more consistent. Because
Mm-hmm.
I used to play tennis in high school, and the problem with that is with an Indian diet and tennis, bro, you just end up super skinny fat. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
like, bro, like arguments with my parents and everything, just getting them to like embrace the protein lifestyle is just like
Mm-hmm.
really like it's really important in like my life so that like I can like be a better person. like be more healthy and everything. So like yeah, I think making protein like Greek yogurt protein because as Indians we're limited to the amount of meat we eat. So the amount of protein we're allowed to have with eggs and meat and everything. So I think it's like really important that like Greek yogurt and also I'm also a really big fan of yogurt. Like I don't know, my parents
Hmm.
told me like I used to eat like a lot of yogurt when I was a kid, like yogurt and eggs. So like eating that much yogurt as a kid and everything has like made like Greek yogurt bowls like something daily I make. And
Hmm.
different bowls that I make. Like for example, I think today I made a cinnamon toast crunch bowl, which is like yeah, so it's pretty simple actually. So like I just like got some organic cinnamon toast crunch from Whole Foods and then put some maple syrup and some
Mm.
non-fat Greek yogurt and just mix it all together. It's a pretty good protein serving, but also really delicious. So
You see that
yeah,
guy on TikTok who makes the death taxes in yogurt bowls? Do you know who I'm talking about, or is that
yeah,
just
yeah.
a
He's an African American that's pretty muscular, right? Like
no?
he pretty
I
fit.
think I
Nah,
think it just went over our heads. I'm on TikTok quite a bit. Sorry.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
my
D-Mark
TikTok right
takes
now is
our shoulders.
deactivated, but yeah, I think I'm maybe check YouTube Shorts. I think like there's some
Mm.
fit guy who like, like makes it like pretty pretty interesting to make Greek yogurt bowls. So
Hmm.
yeah,
I was gonna. Oh wait, are your parents like against protein powder? Because I know a lot of Indian parents are like against protein powder and stuff. My parents
bro,
are. They're fine with protein
bro.
powder. My
Like
not. So.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I completely agree, bro. Like, I think when I was a freshman in high school, like
Hmm.
my friends were telling me like, "Yo, you're super skinny. You're insanely skinny. You got to get some protein powder." I'm like, "All right, fine." Like, so and then I told my parents like, "Yo, like, could I get this protein?" My mom had some protein powder, right, that she would never use, which was laying there because like she's vegetarian. So I would take it, right, and then like my parents would just crash out every time like they found out I took it and stuff. So. It was a pretty funny story, and then like I would try to explain to them how like protein works and everything, and then they're telling me like, no, 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 dal is better for you. Dal is better, and I'm like, bro, like bro, it's just really funny, like like trying to explain how protein works to Indian families and everything. Like yeah, and then yeah, I think yesterday like we were having this conversation about like how too much protein is too much creatine, which is bad for you. I'm like, mom, like a lot of people take creatine by itself because of muscular
Yeah.
improvement, like bro. So yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a big stigma around like protein. It's like any supplements in general, like a big stigma.
Yeah,
Like
for sure,
we
bro.
gotta break it. Like I swear, protein isn't bad for you, but it's just a huge stigma.
Yeah, no, I've seen articles like I've read articles where like people are embracing protein powder now in
Hmm.
India. So and they're making
Yeah.
protein drinks and everything. Like I think what's his name again? I forgot. Like one of the big Indian CEOs. He runs Geo, I think. I forgot his name, but he was like he made protein like a big goal and he just started marketing like protein sodas, protein everything. So he just started marketing that out. He's like making a lot of money. He's like the guy whose like son had like what $1 million like marriage who invited everyone. I forgot his
Oh,
name.
is it Ambani?
Yeah,
Money.
Ambani. Yeah, Ambani. Yeah, yeah. I saw that. Like, I saw an article like how like he was trying to make like that big in the
Mm.
market. So it's pretty interesting.
The Ambanis, they low key, yeah, they're like stacked, but like I don't know if they
Yeah.
have the best. I don't know if they have the best. Like I don't know if they can talk about health that much. Have you like the son? Have you guys seen the son?
Yeah, I know. Like, bro, like, like when my mom showed me the son, like I was like, bro, this guy is like insanely obese. And then he's like, and my mom's like, no, 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 he has a condition or something. I'm like,
Obesity. That is considered a condition. Like the hell? Like what?
boy,
I don't know if they have much to talk about when it comes to
Health.
health in general. Yeah, because I don't
that's
think.
crazy, bro.
But we don't hate on anybody. Everyone's equal to us.
Yeah,
Trust,
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
trust.
can't even lie.
Obviously, I mean, I'm not too big on the gym scene myself. I know Aditya is like pretty big when it comes.
I do go quite a bit,
Yeah,
especially
you
because I
go.
like work at the gym. I do some swimming stuff, but like I go every day, or not every day, but like whenever I can.
Pretty valid.
You mean you work at the gym, so you get like a free membership.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what Lifetime is? The gym?
But
It's
yeah,
like
no, we have a
yeah, it's
lifetime
hella
here, but it's
bougie.
like super far from me. So
Yeah, it's like a bougie gym. So it's like I just got a free membership. It's so
yeah,
nice.
that's for all the rich people, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
You
I was
walk
thinking
in,
about getting.
you see old people who are like who have crazy money. Like one time I was sitting in the hot tub and these guys were talking about some I hate my life, but like they're so rich. Like they're like, bro, every day I wake up and I have nothing to do, so I just come to the gym. And they were talking about some I hate my life. or not that, but like they were talking about it. They weren't saying I hate my life like to me, but they were talking about how they do. They have nothing to do. All they do is some guys told me he was like, imagine how sad my life is. I woke up at 6, came to the gym, played tennis, and came back to the gym, and it's only 12. And I just sat there. I was like, I don't even know what to say to him. These
So
people,
you
they're
were
like
sitting
Yeah,
in.
bro.
different tax bracket, different, fully different. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I can't even lie. It's crazy, bro. Like,
So
I
you were
think
sitting in the hot tub by yourself, and some guy just
Yeah,
pulled up.
I mean, I just got done, and like I'm still getting paid. So I was like, I'll just go sit in the hot tub and get paid. And then these guys, they're just talking to me.
Dang, they was so dumping on a teenager. That's crazy.
yeah,
Wait,
I remember reading a story about Warren Buffett. Like he used to work at a he used to work at a golf place with all the rich people in Omaha, or I don't know where
mhm.
he used to live as a child. And then he would just like collect like all these like golf things, and he would just sell it as extra cash and everything. But he also got like the network from the top rich people. Yeah, it's like yeah, like when I think of like working for a place with rich people, I always think of that, like making the connections and everything.
Yo, you got connections now. Now you can make a billion
Oh
dollar
yeah,
empire.
I got
You
connections
Yo,
have
with
yo,
the
potential
you're
investors,
not
bro.
doing that. You're
Oh
not doing
yes,
so for real. Let's be so for real. Let's be so for real.
Is Aditya the type to be like the CEO of a future like $2
yes.
billion
If I am,
company?
yes, I'm like that low key guy who like you don't know about, and then he just suddenly becomes hella rich.
Yo,
Oh
you was
shit.
not nonchalant, bro. You was not nonchalant. He thinks he's tough. He thinks he's tough. He thinks he laughing. He laughing. Okay, so basically, while Aditya here is trying to become a $2 billion empire mogul, that's not happening. Let's be so for real. You, on the other hand, are committed to the UT Austin, to the University of Texas Austin on a full ride. So what? Obviously, Texas, UT Austin is in state for you. So what made you, apply to UT Austin compared to like the other schools in the Texas area? Like what stood out to you about UT Austin?
It was mainly like how good the engineering CS program is at UT. Like, how impressive it is. It was the best school in Texas for CS and engineering. And it was also in state. It was a pretty cheap public school for me. So like why not just maximize like, like go there and just like pay less for compared to like education at Berkeley, at Georgia Tech, at Carnegie Mellon, like other schools that I've gone into, like UIUC and everything. So yeah, that's kind of why I chose UT at the end because of the price and everything. So
Yeah, cost can play a big role in, those decisions. I know a lot of people have chosen, schools based off cost. And UT Austin's a really good school, like too. It's really good for like basically anything. Is there anything specific? I know because UT Austin is in the middle of Austin, Texas. So is there anything like anything specific that you're excited for?
yeah, I mean Austin area is in general just young and booming and just a bunch of companies moving in. I've seen some articles where a bunch of companies are moving out of Austin. So I don't know what's up with that. Like Oracle moved to Tennessee. I think Meta just started like relocating back its headquarters or stuff, something. Like
Yo,
I've read some stuff.
everyone's moving to Tennessee. Everybody's moving to Tennessee. I know Elon got some stuff going up here.
Yeah, Elon has a factory, and I was reading an article about how bad it was for the community, like the African American communities there or something. So
Shit.
yeah, like
Shit.
he has a Grok, like he has the AI like thing going there.
Yeah,
I think Zuckerberg has like, I think Mark Zuckerberg has like a AI factory southeast of Atlanta. So like I've seen articles complaining about that as well. Like just reading up on a lot of stuff. So yeah, like yeah, a lot of people are moving to Tennessee as well, other than Texas. I mean, like a few years ago, it was Austin that was on top of everything. Like Austin, Dallas, like Texas in general. But now it's Tennessee. So yeah, it's pretty impressive.
yeah. I know they're building. I know In and Out Eastern headquarters is moving to Nashville, Tennessee.
Wait, that was a big blow to California. I can't even lie. Like In and Out was like known for being a Cali, like
In California.
a Cali like food place. Like it was known for being premium compared to like McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. Like it was known for
Exactly.
being the burger place for like a
In
bunch of people.
California, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
they have In and Out in Texas too?
Yeah, there's like one like 15, 20 minutes away from me. Like
Shit.
yeah. But like I think a bunch of people go there instead of like instead of like McDonald's or a Burger King or whatever
Yeah.
because of, like the quality and everything. Like they use like I've heard they use like better ingredients and stuff. But like if I go there, I'm not allowed to eat beef because I'm Hindu, so I just
Exactly.
grab like a grilled cheese or whatever, like or get like a burger without the the beef or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a real struggle, especially at In-N-Out. I remember when I went to California for FBLA Nats this year. Obviously we're in California, so it's like you have to go to In-N-Out. Like we made sure to go to In-N-Out because like we're in California. I walk in, the only thing that I could have had are like the animal style fries and grilled cheese. They have like 6 items on their menu too. It's not that
Yeah,
many.
that is true. It's like Cane's, bro. It's the same marketplace Cane's. Like they have a limited
Exactly.
menu, making everything exclusive for people to like buy or whatever. But like
Wait, is
a
there no
limited
like
menu can
chicken
be
stuff in In-N-Out? Like a
no, there's no chicken at all.
there
It's the
No
isn't?
same thing
chicken.
with Cane's.
Really?
Cane's doesn't have any beef.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Do you
I know
know that
about Cane's. I didn't that was about In-N-Out too.
they're building a Cane's like 10, 15 minutes away from us?
yeah,
There
Cane's is
are?
expanding really fast,
Yeah,
bro.
by Wolf Chase.
Yeah, I
I
think
heard I
Cane's
heard
was
like Cane's
Louis.
is overrated. Like it's only the
It
sauce or something
Bro, the
for the
cane sauce,
dish.
it's
I've
it's a
never
hot
had
take.
it.
I think the cane sauce is overrated. I genuinely.
I've never had Cane's, so like I guess
I think cane sauce
wait,
is
I'll put in my opinion once I eat it. I'll
yeah, I
put in
think
my
cane sauce is pretty decent. I can't even lie. Like it's like I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it. Just like it's a good it's like a good tender sauce. Like, it's pretty like decently spicy, like sweet at the same time. It's a good sauce that goes with the chicken tenders. I feel like it's like it's also close to me. So like it's also possibly why like I kind of like it a lot. And that too, like bro, like half the time, bro, like I asked for a specific menu item and they mess it up. Like they give me the right like there's something called naked fingers on their chicken tenders menu, which is also kind of why I like Cane's because you can get like I think it's like 30 calories for like 7 grams of protein a tender or something like that. Like I don't know the full macro breakdown, or I think it's 60 calories for 130 for 13 grams of protein, which is pretty good. But the thing about Cane's is that like bro, like especially with the one around me, like I just asked for like naked fingers at the end, and I'm like, yo, you messed up the order, bro. Like when they give me the regular fried thing, and then I wait extra 20 minutes, but I got 2 boxes, so it's a pretty big dub for me. So
Is that good? I don't know. I don't really understand gym terms like that.
The naked fingers, I don't know what they're. I've never had
so
Cane's.
the naked fingers are like they take the breading off the chicken, so it's just chicken just fried. That's it. Yeah,
Chicken just fried. I know like
yeah.
the grilled nuggets at where Chick-fil-A is good for protein. It's like super super nice for your macros, but I've never had it. I don't really care for that stuff. Like if I'm going to a restaurant, I'm gonna eat dirty. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna focus too much on macros. I don't focus too much on macros just in general. I just try to hit my protein. That's it.
I personally like the Chick-fil-A sauce better than the cane sauce. That's a hot take.
I personally believe like the Chick-fil-A sauce is a little bit too much sweeter than the cane sauce.
It is. Yeah, it is sweet.
It is super
I'm a
sweet.
big sweet guy, so
Yeah, I'm big on the spicy side of things, not really sweet. Like buffalo
yeah,
or barbecue. That's my
that's
type of
fair.
thing. So
That's
yeah.
fair. I usually go like Asian Zing. Asian Zing's so good. Like those wings, they're good.
Wait, where Buffalo or Wingstop or
I mean, everywhere has the Asian Zing, to be honest.
I've never tried them. I've mainly if I ever get wings, it's probably Buffalo or like,
Yeah.
Mango Habanero, Louisiana Rub, So yeah.
So Nishant, you're a co-founder for Next Gen Research with Prabhanjan. So we've had Prabhanjan on this show before. Josh has interviewed him. So how did you come up with the idea for this initiative, or like how did you start this initiative?
Yeah, so with Next Gen, right? So I've done research for a really long time. Prob has done research for a little bit. Like he's did like his thing at Purdue for like a while. What I mainly found was that I ended up selling over like freshman, sophomore, and junior year because I wanted to learn more and get more opportunities. Like I would send like hundreds of emails a day, reaching out to like whoever I could. I would send out cold LinkedIn emails and everything. Like, but the problem is that it was really hard for students to really just get in touch with all these like professors and like professional faculty. So me and Prob just had like the idea to build an action out, and we basically just scaled it up. Like it was a small project we made like our junior year, so we did pretty well initially. But the problem with NextGen that we realized over the past like few months was that like our HR would keep on fluctuating. Like our professors and everything, they would be like on and off super busy. They wouldn't be able to help students and stuff like on and off. We were initially successful because we held them kind of accountable for what they were doing and everything, but it just became really too hard to scale. So Yeah.
How did you get? Because obviously you're located in Texas. Prob is located in Indiana. So how was that connection made?
Oh, we have a mutual friend named Avnish. I used to play tennis tournaments with
Yes,
Avnish.
yes,
So
he did
this
mention that.
guy
Yeah,
in
he did.
Katy, yeah. And also like I think we used to live around the same area and everything. So potentially a connection there. But yeah.
Yeah, he gave a whole like when I interviewed him, he gave a whole rundown of like the whole team. I recognized a couple of names on there for better or worse reasons. But he gave a whole rundown. He spoke highly. Obviously, you probably have seen the episode, but he spoke highly of the whole next gen research team, and he's
Yeah,
like
for
super
sure.
passionate, definitely like, super duper passionate about it. So big shout out to Prob. But as a co-CEO, what do your like what does your role uphold with next gen?
Yeah, so originally my role was basically just getting a lot of professors in contact, building out the site and everything, and like doing everything like on tech side of things. Prob was mainly like, the guy leading all the meetings and everything, just making sure everyone's on track, like holding people accountable. And yeah, so I think that's like mutual thing between two co-CEOs is like we have different like, things to do, but at the same time we pretty much created the idea and everything together.
How do you get like the professors to become involved with you? Like, I know you created like a bunch of connections with professors, but like, how did you get them to become more involved rather than they just leave you on red or something?
Yeah,
How'd you
so the thing is that I think reaching out to lower level universities was definitely a good idea. Like local colleges was really pretty good because these colleges don't really have the people that they need that like that like professors that can get at like Harvard, MIT, like all these top schools. So we did a really good job of reaching out to those professors and they were really like they really needed these type of people, like passionate high schoolers. So that's like how we were able to connect them and just like, being able to not only just connect them, but also them being able to learn more about something they're really interested in is really like a part of our mission. So it really resonated with both sides of the aisle.
And obviously, like off camera, you did mention that you and Prob are working on a whole revamp for next gen research. So, if you don't mind, if it's not like under wraps or anything, could you elaborate on what this has to offer?
Yeah, so basically, like not only did I do research, I also competed in some of the nation's Olympiads, such as a USA Computing Olympiad, as you mentioned earlier, and this math competition called AMC, which I was able to qualify for an exam called the AMI my junior and senior year. So what I noticed was that like I think it was mainly like next gen, also just like, not being able to scale properly because we tried so hard to scale. Like, I think at our peak, we were at 3.2 million. But the problem is that we realized that we had to pivot because of how much HR we were using and, like other like, and just how saturated the market was. So, like, I kind of like came up with the idea like, hey, why don't we build like, something where students can easily practice for Olympiads and just be able to learn much quicker than I was. Because when I was a junior, the hard part I had in doing because like managing like school, research, use like Olympiads and everything, prepping for all these exams was that like I ended up having to stay up till 2 or 3 a.m. and every morning and like, just like working through everything and just waking up again at like 6 a.m. just to go back to school. Like I think like I used to sleep like what I think 13 or 14 hours on the weekend each day because of how many hours I used to sleep and everything. I think like off the camera we talked about how hard physics was. I think my lack of sleep because like obviously like I was just like waking up out of like a deep state was like kind of why I used to like struggle in physics like because of like how I had to wake up and just like process all the information that I learned in the class like super like well because of how tired I was.
Yeah, that's especially for like a lot of high schoolers, sleep is a big factor. I try getting as much sleep as I can, but schoolwork gets tense. So it does affect the physics of, sleep. Obviously, I bet you can relate to that as well too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, this swear everyone just be staying up and like just watching TikTok till like 1 or 2 in the morning and then you get
yeah,
back
it's
up at
bad. Like a lot of people,
yeah.
like they do work. They always finish their work, but they start it so late. Like I've tried changing this, but like a lot of people, they get home from school, they mess around, they don't start their work, and then like when time comes, like oh crap, I really have to finish this. Then it's like okay, I have to pull an all-nighter. Oh, I have to study for this. I have to pull an all-nighter, and you know, like, I'm definitely falling into that trap too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty true. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, like UT's like auto acceptor was 5% or 6%. Like I was like in the top 1 or 2% on my rank, so I was just trying to keep that. So yeah, I was just like trying to make sure my GPA was good, like essay, like everything else was good, like AMC, like research and everything. Just making sure I was on top of my work because I understood that my professors gave me an opportunity that they could have given another undergraduate student, and I did not want to mess that up. I want to make sure I get all my work done. Yeah.
But on top of, next gen and the work that you've done with Prob, you also have more recently started up Olympic, ending with an IQ instead of an IC. So what is Olympic and what is the story behind you and your team starting?
Yeah, so it came down to I think it was March 2025. I was taking my final USA Competing Olympiad contest as a pre-college student. So mainly when I was preparing for that, like reviewing like a bunch of dynamic programming problems, a bunch of like, concepts that I needed to know for the contest so that I can implement all the algorithms and data structures timely and properly because these Olympiads are mainly about not only just getting the answer right, but right on time. So understanding and reviewing those concepts, it was just super hard to do because I would have to constantly read through so many like textbooks and everything. Like it just got so tedious and like I was like, oh my God, like bro, like there has to be something better for this. Like just reading through, practicing better because I had to do all this research by myself. And like, that itself was taking me like hours a day even as a junior, like even I mean as a senior in high school. Like just like reading like getting all the questions online from problems. So like once like next gen was like, kind of like we're kind of like done with, we just wanted to like move on from it. Like I was like, hey, why don't we build something that's like something easier for high schoolers to practice, like an all-in-one like AI training platform for students to practice Olympiads on because that's something I wish I had. And I've talked to many of my other Olympiad friends. And that's something that they wish they had because like they would end up paying like $60-$70 per class for like an Olympiad class, which is like pretty outrageous just to get like, basic things that I could basically do in an hour just organizing and everything. So Olympic just came up with the idea of just putting all together all of the resources that there were out there, but also using like a smarter like AI that could help create problems, understand where the user is struggling and everything. It's like you're like all-in-one AI planner for Olympiads and just like getting problems done and understanding where you're missing that small gap. Because a small like tweak and a problem can lead to like you completely missing it. So like those small things that are in Olympiads when you're practicing, it's really important that students nail that down. And that's kind of why like I help create Olympic with Prob and all of them. So
Okay, so obviously, are y'all planning on, obviously, since y'all are starting freshman year pretty soon, are y'all planning on taking that into freshman year with y'all?
yeah, for sure. I'm trying my best to get the product out as soon as possible for people to test and just like make the product better and everything. And potentially just, making this like a great service for high school students to get into Olympiads so that like, because of how competitive also college admissions has become and everything. So yeah.
Way too.
Bro, I don't know about yeah, I know my area is crazy, bro. Houston area, I don't know about Tennessee. Like I don't know how many like Indians and Asians y'all have. My area is just insane for college admissions, bro. Like yeah.
Say, like, even though, like, obviously compared to, like, Texas, California, we don't get as much, but we've got cracked at our school for sure. We've got some very cracked individuals that, obviously are passionate about what they do. I feel like that's just like everywhere though.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, it just really depends on the area, bro. I always have like the deep thoughts of like if my family stayed in Indiana and I had the exact same stuff, I probably would have ended up somewhere like better. Like
Exactly.
potentially like at MIT or Stanford, but not MIT. MIT is like not regional based. It's all based on like MIT is the only like school that admits like non-regionally. So like even if you apply from like, North Dakota, you still have the same likelihood as someone from California. So it's insane.
Exactly.
like I still have those thoughts like of like me like staying in like Fishers, Indiana, and just like applying from there as a high school student would have made me a much better like would have given me a much better chance. But we'll never know though. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the amount of experience in high school with competition and everything, especially with a lot of brown people, is just crazy, bro. Like the toxicity and everything is just really bad.
And we got some pretty cracked people at our school, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
we
some
got
people
some.
who have done a whole lot. There's definitely a couple of people who are up.
Yeah. I'd say we
Yeah.
have a decent, like at our school at least, we have a decent brown community too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like huge, but it's a good enough. You're not gonna feel left out.
For the Memphis area, it's the largest brown community in the brown, like when it comes to high schools in the Memphis area. Yo, when you go to Nashville and stuff, like some of the schools over there only brown kids.
Are you
Only.
serious?
Yeah. Nashville's got a lot of them. They got
I
a
don't.
lot.
Yeah, no, I don't know like any like because all my family friends are from like California, Colorado, like Illinois, New Jersey, and North
Yeah.
Carolina and Georgia. Like, bro, like
Yeah. That's like
I've
ironic
never
because I
heard of
got
Tennessee.
yeah, I got family, like I got cousins up in like Nashville. I got cousins up in like Kentucky. Obviously, like New Jersey, Texas, California, and family everywhere.
How like really like has like have you ever gone like I just want to ask a question like have y'all like ever like gone to a point where like college apps really like like just got in the way of friendships and everything like sometimes like people are just like toxic that you're like better than them or something like
Everyone at our school gatekeeps. Everybody does.
oh I think it's
Yeah,
just different here.
keeping's like
No, gatekeeping is chill, bro. I really don't care about that. The people at my school are just crazy, bro. Like, I remember one time in AP Stats, I left my computer open, and I came back, and all the like, bro, like my resume was open, and then 2 weeks later, like my professor sends me an email saying, "Why are like three people from like from my high school, just applying to like the same research that I had, bro?" And it turned out it was the three people right around me. I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Our friend group, like half of I mean, I feel like we just like chill. We just do our own stuff. I mean, I would say that there is some competitiveness amongst us. It's not just full there's gonna be some competitiveness to some extent, but
really like
all of us.
so crazy to where like no one. I don't think any one of us are gonna open a resume and like or like do anything so
Nah,
crazy.
bro,
Because
just
we're like
dude,
close.
bro. It
Like we have enough.
like I feel like it's just yeah, no, I feel like it's just the people I surrounded myself with in high school were just like the wrong type of people too. I should have just stuck with my old friend group in middle school. Like I think like that changed a lot for me, especially when these are the type of people who are just willing to do anything. Like, bro, because like I remember
Mm,
junior year, right? Like I was doing all like I gate kept like all my research and everything. And junior year, these people just started talking about Olympiads, like finding a way to like get through stuff and like get last minute research opportunities and everything. I'm like, bro, this is just not natural, bro. And then like they're like, oh shoot, and then like bro, they used to like, and then senior year, bro, like it was just like I don't even know, bro. They probably weren't even that great friends, but like it was just like I remember going to a birthday party one time, and then they just like they were like, oh, you're so tough. You have like this amount of preprints, this amount of like IEEE publications or something. I'm like, bro, just shut up, bro. And then the next thing you know, they submit their stuff to the exact same stuff, bro. It's just so annoying.
I mean,
Like
I don't feel like because all of us are planning on to go to like different fields in general. Like there's a couple of our friends that are planning to go into finance. It's called majority going to engineering. A few of us trying to go into like the health side and all that.
yeah, no, it's not even that, bro. It's like the people around, like the three people that checked my stuff and stats were like, the one was a business kid. I was like mainly CS right at the time. One
Yeah.
was a business kid, one was a pre-med kid, and one was like a mechanical engineering kid, bro. It's like
What
what
the
the hell?
heck?
Yeah, no, it's crazy,
What the
bro.
heck?
Like Texas is just, dude, Texas is just another level, bro.
But yeah, I feel like those kind of kids do exist at my school. They do exist. But my friend group, we're all in like different paths, we'll
Yeah,
support each
for sure.
there's
Yeah.
there's some sort of competitiveness amongst us, but it's pretty chill. It's just like who you surround yourself with. There will be times that it will get competitive. Like I've had a lot of my friends like come up to me and say, because of everything I've done, is like, yo, you got a crazy ass resume, but I've never heard anybody like, you know, talk to me and like try taking my stuff from me. If anything, they ask me and I help them, and then they'll build up from there. But that toxic culture is just the worst.
Yeah, no, I feel like bro, like coming out of COVID, like I had a few social issues. So like people just have that perception of me as just like a really like dumb kid. Freshman year coming out of COVID, like I had a lot of like social issues because
Yeah, yeah.
like I didn't really talk to anyone during COVID. So like I think like that perception of me like not being as smart like
Hmm.
gave them they kind of saw that as like jealousy, like how like this perceived stupid guy like like some people have even called me sped and autistic or whatever. So like people like having that perception, that inbuilt perception of me, just really led to them having that toxic type of behavior with me in terms of college apps. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like college apps, like they're big here, but it's not like people like lose their minds over it. Like I feel like
People that will,
there are a few
they're
people, but I feel like the vast majority of people, like especially within our group, I feel like there's nothing like so crazy. I feel like in
that
other places, it's like 50% of the people will do anything to succeed.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Like you see those type of people like here and there, like they just cheat their way through the whole
Yeah.
process and everything. Like, I just feel like not only are they hurting themselves, but also like they just give a false perception of like how like hard college is gonna be. Because bro, like if you cheat your way to like MIT or UC Berkeley, bro, like you're cooked in college.
Yeah.
There's no like there's nothing asked. Like you're probably like getting a C at like at max, bro. Like it's just super hard. But then if they end up at Stanford or Harvard, like, and they're probably chilling because like it's like great inflation there, so it really doesn't matter. I think Duke is also great inflation.
I have no clue. I was talking to my friend yesterday. He was talking about how Harvard has crazy inflation, and then like schools like Princeton have crazy deflation.
Yeah, Princeton and Penn are just really hard. Princeton, Penn, CMU, like yeah, they're just like I think that's like something to check into based on how much rigor you're willing to handle because obviously
Exactly.
you want to do outside of school stuff. So yeah.
Exactly. But like I just said, I don't feel like what our friend group is like. We all do our own stuff. We all have like different ECs on top. If something crazy happens, we go like, good job, we like celebrate and stuff. Now, I've seen it like personally too, especially through like the past couple of months. But it's like it's not like we're not gonna like do this or something like take your spot. Like I'm one to not gatekeep. I personally don't like the trend like gatekeeping at all. One, because I'm a big blabbermouth and can't shut my mouth. But two, I just don't see the point. Like if you are the best at what you do, then it shouldn't matter if everyone else is trying to take your position.
Yeah, for sure.
You're the best. You're the
I mean,
best.
yeah, like bro, it's the way people are and just the way things are. But that's how perception builds. You can't never change that. You just gotta like move on and stuff and just like make sure you know but at the same time like I'm not the type to gatekeep as well like especially nowadays like I used to gatekeep a little bit like with all my stuff and everything like I didn't like no one like not even like prob bro like not even prob or anything knew my about my like real SAT score. Like I told people like a low 1500. I told people a lot of that. So it was actually a 1550, but I just want to gatekeep that because I don't want people building all this stuff, like all these conspiracy theories, like how did I do this and everything. It was just like real like hard work and studying at the end of the days. Yeah.
I don't really like. I'm like for us when I got my 34, I just told everybody like, "Oh, good job," and then our life moves on. There are competitive kids at our school, like really competitive.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. Like, bro, like
I feel like that's just
end of
everywhere.
the
There's always gonna be like a handful of super competitive, like always in it people everywhere. Like the
yeah,
whole
it's
like
just
what do you
yeah.
call it? The whole mindset around it is not as toxic here.
Yeah, maybe because you're like I feel like y'all's like area is similar to like Fishers, like Indiana where I like
Mm,
grew up a little bit. So
yeah.
yeah, I kind of wish I kind of grew up in that type of area, so I wasn't really. But at the same time, I'm kind of happy I got exposed to all this stuff, so that I learned for the future and everything. Like, don't really like let other people do like influence you and stuff.
Yeah. So you're very heavy on research and you have like a bunch of research projects published at Google. Like what was your like main focus or what do you tend to focus on with your research?
Yeah, so it's just based on my research journey as a whole. Like I told you earlier, like I was mainly into math club and reading a lot of articles and stuff, like keeping up to date on research and everything. Like in my free time, I just like read a lot of like research and stuff on like Google, like, you know, Nature, which is the top
Mm-hmm.
publisher for research, and IEEE and all the top publishers. I just like keep up with research. Like I think before I joined this podcast, I was reading about how China used AlphaFold to potentially develop a cure for type 1 diabetes and stuff. So like I just love keeping up with that type of research. It's because I've always been a curious minded kid as growing up. I really wanted to one thing I really loved as a kid was math and like, like matrices, linear algebra, like exploring topics beyond math that I was learning at school and everything. I think I graduated taking like two maths ahead of like the initial person that was actually taking math, I think. So being curious and everything really led me to doing my own research, like really like end of my freshman year, because like I love like I just like reading a lot of research. So that's where I started my math research at U of H, which was mainly matrices optimization, Gaussian processing. I think this morning I made a LinkedIn post on my paper with U of H. It was like a 3-year project. It was like something like 40, 50 pages long. It's pretty long. So it's like just some Gaussian process proving and just optimizing them for better results that we could potentially use in LLMs, which power ChatGPT and everything. And then that really made its way to machine learning, because is built machine learning is built on linear algebra. So continuing to learn that really got me into PyTorch and using all these machine learning libraries that would find patterns in data sets. With the patterns in machine learning, it was like, since I was like, like a little kid, I always like, like finding patterns and stuff. Like my birthday, I would always like be curious, like what pattern could I find in my birthday and thing. Like 1 + 1 + 2 plus something is equal to like the next digit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would always try to find patterns and stuff, and combined with all that math research, it really got me into breaking into machine learning as a researcher, and which led me to do about 2 to 3, I think it was two summer internships on machine learning before college applications with Georgia Tech and Stanford.
Mm.
So I think just my curiosity on learning more led me to do a lot of research on machine learning and just make small reports and
Mm-hmm.
have large scale projects that were published on IEEE.
Yeah, for these like for Georgia Tech and like you said Stanford, I think.
Yeah.
How did you? So what? You just cold emailed again? Is it just a bunch of cold emailing for you? Is that really how you get to these positions?
Yeah, it was that, but like when I was cold emailing, like, it was mainly like I cold email based on not just like spamming them. I would just like
Mm-hmm.
read an article and just email the professor. Like
Yeah.
I gotten in contact over the past few months with a bunch of Google research scientists based on their research with AlphaFold and everything. Like in context, AlphaFold is basically a way to mimic proteins. So like, like getting in contact with those scientists and learning more is what I've done throughout high school, like, as like somewhat passionate way of like getting into research and everything. So, just being able to communicate with them, like how like I think of their research and what we could do potentially has led me to get these opportunities. So, yeah, it's just a lot of work that I've done.
You seem really interested in the research process and like not only reading but like creating your own research. Like, what do you think is the most interesting thing you've researched, or like, or what interesting thing you've researched or read? Because you seem really big into this.
Yeah, I'd have to say like building models that could predict like specific things. I think my Stanford research with their sustainabilities lab on using IEEE power data to predict when to have like better prediction than linear regression, because nowadays like with all our power companies and everything, they basically use linear regression to
Mm-hmm.
calculate like when power will go on or off. So
Mm-hmm.
building those networks using like 5 or 6 sophisticated test cases was one
Mm-hmm.
of my biggest challenges, because I had to read a lot about fitting neural networks to data, and specifically just understanding the complexities of all the data that was given to me, and then just fitting all that in there. So like I think that was like one of the biggest challenges. Like I think I took like 6 or 7 months just
Mm-hmm.
getting the mean squared error down way below linear regression. So I think I used neural networks and Gaussian mixture models, which are two types of machine learning, like models that I used in my research with the lab, and we got it published on IEEE over the summer. So pretty interesting, yeah.
Dude. Yeah,
You used to
IEEE, when I know Prob spoke a little bit about, I believe he spoke a little bit about IEEE.
Yeah, I think prob in my paper, we did some independent research on predicting a specific dynamic of neurodegenerative diseases using a neural network and another type of machine learning model, which is a long short-term memory model for quick memory you know memory retrieving and everything. So we used a hybrid model and it got like nearly like 92-93% accuracy, which is better than the current day model. So like we just like decided to present it at a conference and publish it on IEEE. So yeah,
Okay. Is IEEE like in person?
IEEE, you can present it online or in person.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, I guess if it's like in person, then you get that like connection, like that bonding with everyone else too, and like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
but alongside with, the research, you have a lot of research, you have a lot of startups. But like we mentioned at the beginning with, the Greek yogurt and stuff, you were an athlete playing for your tennis team. So, you played tennis for your school. So what does tennis like mean to you on like a personal level or, a competitive level, or just how do you feel like tennis has shaped you?
Yeah, so tennis was also the one thing outside of like doing a lot of academic or STEM work that I would always go to as like a break. Like, remember as a kid just watching Roger Federer play like win win Open.
don't really know tennis people that well. Jokovic.
Yeah, that's the other guy. Yeah, that's the three.
Thinking
They're
like
all pretty.
Jokic. I got the basketball
Yo,
and tennis.
yo, yeah.
This is bad.
You
Like I
mix
didn't know if
that
I
up.
should say it if I would sound stupid. I was like, is he
Say
Jokovic? Is that him?
Jokic. Say Jokic.
No, Jokic.
A couple of our guys would clown you for saying that. Let's be so.
My bad about that, guys.
You're good. You're
Now,
good.
I think we're talking about STEM. So I think outside of like doing all this stuff like learning and everything, like tennis was a really good break from all that, like playing tennis and everything. But, when I got into high school, I kind of like, used it as a hobby. But then I really started like, playing in high school because I thought I could go D3. So
Hmm.
the funny story about tennis is that like I grinded my way from like being on freshman team all the way to varsity. So, but the main problem was is that I thought like getting my UTR up, I think I got it up to like, it's like a 6 UTR in context, like a 7 to 9 is like D3 level because I wanted to go D3 to like MIT or Carnegie Mellon or Caltech at the time. So with like with getting my UTR up my junior year, I emailed a bunch of coaches, and one thing really stuck out to me was when like the MIT coach was like, he kind of said, "Yeah, good luck getting in, bro." Like he basically said I had no shot because of like how low my UTR was and like how like mid my accomplishments were at the time. Like just like used to go gold and Amy at the time. Yeah, so I think that really motivated me to do like a lot better, like just like get stuff out faster and everything. Really like progress a lot of time, and it really took my mind off of tennis because I just stopped like seeing tennis as useful because I spent so much time like just practicing outside of school and everything, and it just really led me to like seeing like what's the point in tennis. I ended up quitting off the team my senior year. I entered as a 7 UTR, which is like decent for like a decent like D3 school like Emory or like a good liberal arts school, but it wasn't good enough for like Carnegie Mellon, Caltech, or MIT. So it really changed my tennis. Really like it was a really good like fun activity I used to have. Like I made a lot of friends through tennis, and I solved a big problem, an environmental problem through my nonprofit with tennis. It was just a really big thing like in my high school career. So
So you kind of used so you used to play tennis to like grind up your UTR and try to get D3 admission into the top schools. So is that like the reason you grinded out tennis so much? Is that like
yeah, it
one of
was
the
kind of
biggest
that,
reasons?
but yeah, it was kind of that, but also like I wasn't really that good and I used to get made fun of, so like it was also kind of motivation from that. So yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you did mention, your nonprofit with this love, with this, this when you were to this, but you founded Ace Cycle with your work even being featured on the Bold Journal magazine. That's the first thing I saw when I searched up your name. It was like meet Nishant Gadde. You know, big bold words. So, what was the leading cause behind this, and how did you recruit members and build up this number?
Yeah, so I think beginning of sophomore year, like I started noticing that when I was done with balls, because I used to play a lot of tennis, like I used to go to the nearby court and serve up a lot of balls. The main problem was that we weren't discarding them properly, and I kind of saw the environmental impact of them, and it was pretty big because of how many balls could lead to like climate change, which was really important to me because I used to read a lot of research on how climate change was bad. I was also like it was one of my biggest fears, climate change. So I just wanted to be like I just wanted to create like an initiative to show that I cared for the environment because I've also like outside of like learning more about math, I've also like seen how climate change is like I've seen like all the scary videos like from National Geographic and everything. Like I remember starting in sixth grade I placed second in my school as a world GOB or whatever. So like it really got me a lot of awareness for climate change since then, and just like trying to see how what we can do to greatly impact the environment. So mainly in I think my sophomore year, I started as a local initiative. Then towards my junior year, like I'm started growing it out because many people started asking like they were interested in starting a chapter and everything. So I was like, okay, that's cool. We ended up expanding to about like 5 countries and I think about like think 20 something states in the United States. And we ended up recycling like 500,000 balls at the end of it. So it was pretty good. I think now like the state champion, the original state champion for Texas for tennis in the highest division. His name's Alan Shu. He leads the initiative now. I kind of gave like everything to him. I'm still like on the board as a co-founder and everything. So yeah.
You know what specifically those 5 countries are, off the top of your head?
Oh wait, could you repeat that? 500,000 tennis balls.
Like you said, you've expanded to 5 countries.
Oh, so like India, and then my friend collected balls from like his hometown in Pakistan, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States. So yeah.
Like 5 countries is still crazy. That's a lot. And then 500,000 tennis balls even crazier. That's you guys say so.
I don't really think so. So like, wait, what is the mission again of this nonprofit? Like, I don't know if I wasn't listening or I did just.
So really the whole goal of A Cycle was to like basically just like recycle as many tennis balls as we could, but at the same time like have really good impact on the environment because all these balls are discarded. They use a lot of materials from the tree, like the rubber and everything. So it was really important that we could recycle them and also just make sure that we're reducing the amount of trees and other natural resources that we're using to produce these tennis balls worldwide. So I really just expanded on the initiative, got like lots of people to participate. Like a lot of friends that I made through tennis tournaments were like, really interested, especially in Texas, to just continue the initiative. So
It is truly a good. Do you know if they have any big events coming up as of soon? In your area?
specifically with A Cycle, or
Yes.
I think like, we just collect balls like around like high schools and mainly just like community courts. So nothing really too big. So
Okay. Okay. So do y'all like send it to like some plant and then they recycle it for y'all?
yeah, so we send it to I think we have a store locally, it's called Tennis Express. We give our balls to them and they like send it to a plant that can recycle them. I've also talked to help communicate with pet shelters in many areas like Austin so that they can like get through the effort and just like give them balls that they can just recycle because like pets love chewing on balls, so like we can just like give like a lot of like of these old tennis balls to pets that they can chew on in pet shelters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the tennis ball is the face of all dog toys. So war
Yeah,
right
for sure.
right there. How do y'all do it with like abroad countries? Do you all have like factories over there that y'all ship it to?
I think it's mainly like like my friend who went to the UK, like he would go to like, neighboring areas and then he would just get tennis balls and then he would come back with like, like a box, like his like whole cricket bag was filled with a bunch of tennis balls. So like I
True.
think we labeled that as just taking those balls and recycling them back here in the United States. Like people would just
Okay.
travel abroad and just collect tennis balls and come back.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I don't think there's a lot of companies that would do that. So yeah. Oh, you were saying something
Yeah,
else?
especially in developing countries like Pakistan and India, like it's really hard to find like recycling like things, especially in those developing polluted countries.
So like your places in other states, do they have their own like factories or what's the deal with that? So they create their own connection with
So
like thing and then recycle it?
yeah, they made their own connections with pet shelters and factories that they could just give the balls to, like reaching out to all like the potential like, places where they could give those balls. And they would just give like trash bags full of balls to all these factories and pet owners throughout their area. And then that's how we would make use of recycling tennis balls.
I mean, it helps the environment too. And then obviously, tennis, there's probably a lot of tennis balls that are used a lot throughout
Yeah,
the
for
area.
sure. Yeah, there's like so many.
Exactly.
You're big on
There's
tennis,
so
like
many
you have to
uses.
like buy balls like quite often because they like run out of air or something. I know a couple of people who play tennis, they probably have so many balls just sitting around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
So
true.
it's
Yeah,
like
I
nice
think
to like actually do something with them instead of just having them sit or like throw them away and go into a landfill.
Right away.
Yeah.
So we gotten featured on a few news articles like Bull Journey and this other one. Like I think the article is named Game Set Green, where they mentioned our nonprofit as like one of the biggest ways to recycle tennis balls. Yeah, so yeah, I mean we're really like interested. Like we just want to expand and make the initiative better. That's the whole goal. And yeah, and on top of that, like I built stuff for people to use, like the Acycle app, which I built using Swift, which is on the App Store, free to download, free for people to use. So, yeah, I built that. We have like 1,000 recurring users every year that track like how many balls they're using, especially like all the tennis players, so that they really understand like the environmental impact of things. And yeah, so
So the fact that it is truly inspiring, the fact that you're able to take something like that, and obviously you do have like experience, developing smaller organizations into large stuff, whether it's Olympic, Next Gen, or Ace Cycle, and probably a lot more, which we not, but you do have that experience. So the fact that you're able to do it over and over again for various causes, like there's not one singular problem like in our world. There's multiple different problems, and the fact that you were able to build all that up and build it to a different level, that's truly inspiring, bro.
yeah, thank you. I really
Genuinely.
appreciate it.
Definitely, definitely. But to round out this interview, the Voice for You podcast, our tagline is to empower the leaders of today and tomorrow. So as a youth leader yourself, what is some advice that you have for either me or both of us, audience members, or anybody in general who's trying to be a leader in their own?
Yeah, I mean, I'd basically say just, go with stuff that you're passionate in, like, and find ways that you can apply it to community problems. Like, me learning about math as like a kid in elementary school and middle school, competing in local math competitions in middle school and potentially qualifying for Amy. It really helped me learn more about machine learning, and it led me to build a machine learning based app for a cycle, which is something I wanted to solve in my community. So really just use what you're truly passionate in for good causes and just really integrate it so that there can be a better effect, if not like the best effect that you can make on the community. So what I'd say is continue what you're passionate in, continue learning about the world. The world is changing at a fast rate, especially with AI. Like GPT-5 was announced yesterday, which is mind blowing, like how affordable and accessible like knowledge is. So like you can really learn anything now because like when I was like in middle school, like I didn't really have any access. Like LLMs weren't a thing when I was in middle school. So being able to learn more about the world and using that to influence others and just change what you can to make a better impact on other people's lives is really important. And just with the tools that you have today, it's really easy to learn anything and it's really possible to like master something.
Definitely. I feel like that's what a lot of people have said. Like, if you're really passionate about something, you can master it in any way. Passion is
Yeah,
what
that's like
plays a
the
big
biggest thing.
role into anything. Exactly.
Yeah. A
It's
lot of
plays a
people
big role.
I've watched a bunch of episodes. The main sentiment from a lot of you guys who've achieved a whole lot is you have to take your passion and run with it. Like whatever you're passionate about, you have to do something with it. Like that's how you do
Yeah, for
something.
Exactly.
sure. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Obviously, he's as one of our social media guys, he's seen a lot of the episodes. So, and I, have experienced them, talking to everyone. That is there's like a few key points that pop up in like every single episode, and
Mm,
passion is one of them. I like to say that if you are passionate about something that you do, if you do something that you're not passionate about, then it becomes work. But if you do something you're passionate about, the work becomes play, but not actually like play, but it becomes fun and time goes by
yeah,
faster.
100%. Like I've seen like, a lot of like things that were just made to be made. They didn't have any impact on the people. They were just like, there wasn't any real impact. It was just all like, BS. Like it's really important that, you have that impact on communities and what you're really fighting for. It's really important. So, yeah, something
Exactly.
really important.
But, once again, Nishant, thank you so much for, reaching out and joining the podcast for an episode today. It really does mean a lot to me. It really does mean a lot to the Voice View team that you joined us today, and especially with a double interview, two interviews. This is the first time we've done it. This is all just first time,
yeah,
co-interviewing. So, you know, him getting new to the space too. And obviously
yeah.
you've done your fair share of interviews, but thank you so much for, reaching out and joining us for an episode today.
Yeah, my pleasure to be on. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Did you got any words?
Not really. I mean, my first time interviewing was definitely an experience. I enjoyed it quite a lot actually. It was fun.
Yeah, he was very excited. He just texted me. He's like, "Bro, you're kind of lame. We gotta uh co we gotta co-host together. I'll bring the flavor, the spice." I said he's a
Dude,
D1.
yeah,
I,
it did give a lot of humor to the podcast, bro. I can't even
Yeah,
lie. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. He always be going through the clips. He's like, "Jess, you're way too serious with everything. Like, you gotta ease up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel
Ask
like
more funny
you have
questions
to
and
have
stuff.
something
No
to
one's gonna."
clip. You need to clip something, right?
Exactly, exactly. He's a D1 clip farmer, D1 troll, like I mentioned already.
It's okay, bro. Yeah, it's all good, bro. Don't worry.
Definitely. But, once again, thank you so much, Sean, for joining the podcast. To the audience at home, thank you so much for watching this episode to the very end. Remember to follow the Voice View podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and also stream our episodes wherever you stream your music or podcast, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, or Amazon Music, or Tidal, or the etc. many more. And like I said, once again, thank you so much, Nishant, for joining and spreading your words of wisdom. And we shall see y'all next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.